Welcome to my review of Danger Zone for the Xbox One. Now, this is on probably PC and many other platforms. This is by the team that made Dangerous Driving, and they make the games that have the title Danger as the first word, usually. So there's about 4 or 5 games, which I'm going to be reviewing all of them, and they're all quite good. So this game, obviously, as you can already see, is based off of Burnout 3's Crash Mode that was introduced, back in the 2000s, early 2000s, way long ago. But this is like an evolution of that mode. And unlike Dangerous Golf, which kind of does Crash Mode but with a golf ball, and it allows more precision, this is based, pretty much purely on the old Crash Mode. It uses that vehicle carcass that you have to maneuver around the arenas to try to rack up as many points as possible by causing as many accidents as possible and grabbing certain icons for extra points and extra smash breakers, as you see. Now, when you grab this called Smash Breaker, it's a little explosion icon you just saw me grab. You hit B, you get another opportunity to bust up into the air and explode again and cause more chaos. So, that racks up more points. The more accidents you cause, you want to try to place your car in the worst area possible for the traffic and cause as many pileups as possible and things like that. Now, one thing they added that the old game didn't really have that's really interesting is they added actual 3D platforming elements to the game, which is pretty fucking interesting. You wouldn't expect that from the old Crash Mode, but they really did add some extra layers to it, which I think is really cool. Some of the tracks, you're actually jumping your car from platform to platform, causing more crashes. Then you'll actually be dropping down into an area where there's an overpass underneath a bridge, and you may drop down several stories to cause more crashes. And everything is set up in such a way to where the traffic is timed so that it comes out at opportune moments once you know where to place your car. It's kind of like a puzzle to do the most damage. And it is really satisfying, really cool, and I really like the sound is fucking awesome. I'm impressed how good the sound effects are for a smaller team game. It has some really good crashing sound. I had it running through a Dolby Atmos receiver with about 9 speakers and 2 subwoofers, and it shit sounded really good. I was impressed how clean the sound was, nice bass, and that does add to the enjoyment of the game if you have a good setup. It's probably even good with headphones too, but it adds to the enjoyment of it because it's a game that's all about fucking crashing shit, So it definitely helps with the vibe of the game. So yeah, it's very cool. It's done very well, like I said, where you start off usually driving your car, as you see here, and you got to get to a crash junction, and that's where all the chaos usually starts. So sometimes you're actually able to hit traffic and cause more problems by banging into traffic, and you can shoot those cars out, those traffic cars, into other shit to cause more crashes, and that's when the game is at its best, because you can, drive through, hit the other cars into each other, and cause even more crashes. And then, you use your crash breaker, your smash breaker to launch your car again. You can control your movement while your car launches. And I believe there's also a button you can hold down to slow down the movement of the car for slow motion. So you can use that as well, which is helpful. Unlike Dangerous Golf, I think I actually use the slow motion feature quite a bit in this game. I found it very helpful. So yeah, so that's the idea. So you're pretty much getting to those crash junctions, and that's where everything starts off. You start up the crashes, and then you'll launch into another area and try to cause more crashes in another area usually. And there is a certain amount of time. It's usually an invisible timer. Eventually, time runs out, and then you're left with whatever score that you racked up. And the idea is that each track you have your gold, your bronze, silver, gold, and platinum is like an optional medal if you do really good, but you only need to get a bronze medal in each course to go on to the next course. And to beat the game, all you got to do is get bronze in every course. That's the minimum requirement. So all you have to do is meet the score requirements for the medal that you want. So the game, if I remember right, I did beat both of them. So I believe this one may have taken me maybe a little bit over an hour. I think this was the shorter one. So it's not a real long game. It's almost like, a demo with how short it is. I mean, you can beat it pretty quick. So that's one thing that works against the game. I mean, it's still a lot of fun, but you'll be done with it quick. So I recommend picking up these games all as a package. I think it's 4 games. It's Dangerous Driving, Dangerous Golf, and Danger Zone 1 and 2. It's a 4-game package, I believe, and it's like $40. And I believe that's the best way to go as far as I'm concerned. That's the way I got all these games. It was on the Xbox store for about $40 for all 4 games. And it may be even cheaper on Steam, I'm not sure. But I do recommend going that route because the games are a little bit overpriced, I think, if you buy them individually. So I do recommend getting the package. But as a package, it was a nice little $40 package with 4 games. Now, like I said, some of them are very short. I mean, Dangerous Golf was a little over 6 hours for me. That was one of the longer ones. But Danger Zone 1 and Danger Zone 2, these are the crash test games. Or the crash, whatever it was called on fucking Burnout 3, crash mode. These are the crash mode based games, Danger Zone 1 and 2. These were short. I think the second one may have been 2 hours, but they were both very short. But very enjoyable while they lasted. And of course, you can replay them if you're into arcade scoring type of shit. You can get a lot of replay out of all of these 3 games, the Dangerous Golf and Danger Zone 1 and 2. Now, Dangerous Driving is pretty much like Burnout's race mode. The whole game is just a racing game, and it's very much like Burnout. Very similar to Burnout 3 and 4. So, that's another one I'm going to be reviewing soon. And they're all high-quality games. But you can see I'm doing some platforming here to get extra damage. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to jump my car into the area where I can get more of these smash breakers. So then I can use another smash breaker, launch my car again, and into another junction to try to cause more crashes. And you're just trying to cause as many accidents as possible. You can also grab cash icons, which will give you little money bonuses. I believe there's also multipliers in the game as well. Like if you... I don't know how you get that, though. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I mean, I think the points will multiply if you cause enough problems. You know what I mean? And that's how you get really high scores. And it just kind of you end up getting high scores usually anyway by just causing a lot of accidents. It's really not that fucking complicated, but you do have to do a little bit of platforming to get to certain areas, and sometimes there are little zones out of in the later levels. There's some zones that you can't really see right away. Like you see here, I got a really high score of like 26 million, but a lot of times, there are certain stages later on where like some of the junctions that you have to get to are pretty hidden, like they're underneath a bridge or something like that, or you have to kind of jump to an area you wouldn't expect. So keep that in mind. So there are some clever things like that. But overall, this is quite a solid game. I thought it was quite good. I wouldn't say it's great because it's a little bit too short. It would have been fun if it was longer. But I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, thanks for watching.